you cannot have a national security advisor misleading the vice president and others. So I think the president was right to ask for his resignation, and I believe it was the right thing to do. Let's speak about Russia for a second. I've always been a Russia skeptic and hawk. New administrations these days try to get better relations with Russia. The Bush administration tried to get better relations with Russia. The Clinton administration, or Hillary Clinton and the Obama administration did the reset. So I understand it's reasonable and rational to try and improve relations with Russia. That's what new administrations inevitably do. But I'll leave it up to the administration to describe the circumstances surrounding what brought to this point. I think the key is this, that as soon as this person lost the president's trust, the president asked for his resignation, and that was the right thing to do.
The Intelligence Committee is already looking at Russian involvement in our election, and they have broad jurisdiction over the intel community writ large, and they can look at whatever they choose to. With regard to White House personnel decisions, I don't, it's the president's call. Everybody at the White House serves at the pleasure. He can speak for himself on that. I think it's pretty obvious why he decided to make the decision he did. I think the fundamental question for us is what is our involvement in it and who ought to look at it? And the Intelligence Committee is already looking at Russian involvement in our election. As Senator Blunt has indicated, it's highly likely they'd want to take a look at this episode as well. They have the broad jurisdiction to do it. And any questions as to why the president did what he did ought to be directed to the White House.
As a member of the Intelligence Committee, looking at what the White House and General Flynn decided yesterday, I think was the right decision. General Flynn's service to the country over decades has been admirable. His service as the Director of Defense Intelligence was, in my view, admirable in the relationship we had with our committee and him at the time. But if you're going to be the National Security Advisor, your credibility has to be absolute. And so I think that was the right decision. Certainly I wish General Flynn well. The Intel Committee, the Intelligence Committee, is looking at what the Obama administration left on the table about Russia and our elections. Chairman Burr and Senator Warner will decide who comes before that committee. But I think it's likely that General Flynn will be at some point asked to come and talk to the committee about both post-election activities and any other activities that he would be aware of.